And about the officers going to hunt tiger. My word, cried delighted Mary. Wild beast shows like we heard they had in York once. India's quite different from Yorkshire, Mary said. The robin flew from his swinging spray of ivory on the top of the wall, and he opened his beak and sang a loud, lovely trill, merely to show off. Nothing in the world is quite as adorably lovely as a robin when he shows off. Already counted up to 30.
I know that picture.
Oh yeah, look at the picture.
Look.
It's a great picture.
No. See that picture right there?
Yep, it's the picture from the
Look at that picture.
Yeah, it's the same picture.
Yeah, but she hasn't went into the place yet. What is this place?
But Mother... The damp earth, she liked it very much. Perhaps there are some other ones coming up in our place, she said. But Mother, Mary gave her a long, steady look. You don't cheer me up, she said. I like to hear you talk. Okay, bring your Legos here.
Yeah.
Okay, bring them here. Why are Dick and Guy's here?
Maybe do that in front of us.
Ellen came out. Mother, he got a skipping ropes with red and blue handles. And Mother, she calls out quite suddenly, here, stop, mister. How much are they?
Mommy, I'm hungry.
Not yet.
Can I go to the bathroom?
No, not now. A present, exclaimed Mistress Mary. Did Dickon and your mother like to hear you talk about me? All right, Hannah, just go get the pacifier. Go get the pacifier.
She's too loud.
It's next to the crib. Just get her a pacifier. Under her apron.
Mommy, what's in the apron? What's under the apron? Wait,
Okay.
seriously, what's under the apron?
Okay.
I really want to know.
Just wait. How could a cottage full of 14 hungry people give anyone a
There was
present?
14 hungry people? How are they all hungry and how are there 14 of them? It was strong and slender rope with striped red and blue handles at each end, but Mary Lennox had never seen a skipping rope before. She gazed at...
Why? Said Mary coldly. Why? Echoed Martha. Because they scarce ever had their stomachs full in their entire lives. They're as hungry as young hawks and foxes. India is quite different from Yorkshire, Mary said, slowly as she...
If it was the key to the closed garden, and she could find out where the door was, she could perhaps open it and see what was inside.
But seriously, read-alouds are essential to any homeschool day. I mean, not only are you learning about stories and how they're formed, you're doing science and history and going on little adventures together with your family. I mean, you even get to have little inside jokes with each other that nobody's gonna get. And that's really, really cool when you could tell a joke to your kid and they laugh and their friends are like, what, tell me, because they're curious. Because that happens. So really, read-alouds are just kind of a win-win situation here. Now, when I do read-alouds, I do like to follow the typical Charlotte Mason style, which is basically read a paragraph and have them repeat back to you what they just heard. And of course, as they get older, you read a page, have them repeat, read another page, have them repeat. I also like to ask a lot of questions when I'm reading things. Things pop into my mind. Like, for example, I'll read a passage about the secret garden, and then I'll ask the kids, like, where did she find the key? You know, what do you think is gonna happen next? Or what do you think is on the other side of the door? Or stuff like that. Just a lot of critical thinking type questions, or, you know, guessing what's gonna happen next. One of my kids really likes to predict the future. So question, question, question after every paragraph if they're younger, but maybe after every page. And that just helps keep them engaged, connected to the story. And it takes longer, which is totally okay, but at least they're listening. And for a lot of parents, they do struggle with having their kids all sit together to listen to your mom and dad read. In fact, my daughter likes to talk every time I talk.
Yeah!
All right, ready? Everybody quiet.
Yeah! read from the...
It drives me absolutely crazy. My husband sometimes has to sit with her in the other room to keep her quiet. But I know that we're in the training process. By doing it, she's learning she needs to be quiet by watching her other siblings. And in the beginning, it was really rough just to read to my kids and have them listen because they have lots of questions. They want to get up and get some food or go to the bathroom all of a sudden because all these things happen when you want to sit down and read. But it's a habit. It's a habit that you have to form. And over time, it gets better if you stay consistent and keep doing it. So if being a read aloud mama is something that you want to do, but you're struggling with that aspect of it, keep doing it and know good times are coming in the future. They will. Now, I love to use the library. That's a free resource that all of you guys have. And yes, we are reading through The Secret Garden right now. I love to find good, strong literature. Sometimes I like to tie it into our history lesson and our science lesson. I do use Truth Quest, which is, it's ultimately my favorite history curriculum, period. They give you reading books that you could go and put on reserve in the library. Here's a couple of them. And just throughout, and they even tell you what grade it is. So if I get one that's a little bit more advanced for my kids, like maybe a 6th grade reading level, I feel comfortable reading it in front of them, I will use that as a read aloud. And yeah, it ties into what we're working on. And these books have a lot of good ideas, a lot of resources, and then the library's free. So hey, I mean, it's like, you know, there you go. You can also head over to Pinterest, and if, let's say, your kid is 6 years old, you can type in best books for 6 years old, and people will have these layouts of books and blogs, and I just start pinning them and getting some ideas of what books I want to check out at the library and read as a group. Of course, Chronicles of Narnia is another really good one to do as a read aloud, and we read through all of them during our whole quarantine, which, if you know me, I've already told you that. And of course, Little House on the Prairie, if you're into those books. We're not into those books. I feel kind of like ashamed to admit that, but we just could not get into those books. We read the first one, so I'll get like 10 points for that. And of course, always use the Bible as a read aloud. But with that one, I do suggest having your kids each have a Bible in front of them to follow along, because some of those books like Romans and Hebrews, those can get a little tricky if they're just listening. But that's a whole nother topic. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys had a couple laughs in the beginning. We will see you in our next video, and don't forget to click on the subscribe button as well as a bell notification. And let me know if you like the whole comedy aspect of things, because I'm having fun making these videos with my kids, and if you like them, I'm gonna keep doing them. So I'll see you in our next video, guys. Bye. This has been a collaboration that was hosted by Shauna over at World of Washaba. I will put a link to her channel down below, as well as a playlist with other moms sharing their experience with read alouds. We did the cuddle. I don't know how to do dramatic interpretation.
Da-da-da-da! When something crazy happens. Da-da-da-da! Da-da-da-da!